us more on some issues from our Abuja studios is Jido Ojo. He is a policy analyst. Very many thanks for coming on the program. Well, Mr. Ojo, as you heard, the All Progressives Congress leaders in the state are calling for a total cancellation of the election process conducted, the rerun election in Rivers State. They say it falls below the standard of any general conduct of elections globally. Well, as an observer, what do you make of this call by the All Progressives Congress?
Well, it's very unfortunate. I think the dramatic personnel in Rivers should cover their faces in shame. We can't continue to run Nigeria's democracy this way because we're gradually becoming a laughingstock in the international community. APC is calling for total cancellation. PDP seems happy because they are winning majority of the seats. But what about the lives that have been lost? What about the human fatalities? I just read this evening that one youth corps member, Okonta Dumebi Samuel, was a victim of these murderous gangs that are pretending to be or masquerading as politicians. Because I really do not see why a civil exercise such as an election should turn to a bloodbath where we will destroy, maim, and kill ourselves. Of course, it's normal and natural for APC, being the losing party in the entire contest, to call for total cancellation. But I want to ask them, are they mindful of the cost to this country? We have had a general election in April 2015. Now the Tribunal and Court of Appeal has decided that there should be rerun in 3 senatorial districts, 12 federal constituencies, and 22 state constituencies. It is not little money that you use in organizing elections. The timetable for this election was released about November last year. And now, instead of the political gladiators and elites in Rivers State to allow peace to reign and have this whole exercise concluded and put behind us, they are fomenting trouble. I really do not even see that parent in his right frame of mind that will want their wards to go and serve as poll workers in subsequent rerun elections in Rivers or Bayelsa or any of these volatile states where we have been losing human beings because of elections. It's a very shameful thing. I bleed in my heart that this has been a recurring dilemma over the years. We do know that Rivers is a very volatile environment, and there have been security mapping ahead of these elections. But it beggars belief that our security agencies could not, with intelligence reports, nip this crisis in the bud. And it's most unfortunate that even the military itself has been a casualty, as falling victims. Some soldiers, including a major, allegedly have been murdered in the prelude to this election. It's so unfortunate that over the years we have had this as a recurring decimal, and perpetrators, the masterminds, and the ROS have continually escaped justice. Because, yes, I learned that 24 persons have been arrested during the last Saturday election. But watch and see. Nothing may come out of this whole exercise because of impunity that is reigning supreme. So it's very unfortunate, and I think just like President Muhammadu Buhari said sometimes last week in Equatorial Guinea, we need to deal decisively with the masterminds and ROS of political violence. Otherwise, it's going to continue. and it's not giving us a good image internationally at all.
All right.
It's so unfortunate. It's so mind-boggling that we have to lose lives in something that should ordinarily be a very civil exercise.
All right, Mr. Joe, a large number of, still staying on the issue of security and violence, a large number of security personnel, in fact, about 6,000 police officers, 3 commissioners of police, and an AIG was actually sent. This large number was sent to Rivers to oversee the security situation in the state. Yet, it looks as if the violence, it was business as usual for the perpetrators of violence. What would you attribute this to? Would you say the military was actually overwhelmed, or what would you attribute this to?
Two things. I believe either the military was, because the military has been in the eye of the storm, there have been court decisions that military has no role in elections. And for me, I think we'll be playing the ostrich if we say that military really in Nigeria should not have any role to play in elections. I know for a fact that Independent National Electoral Commission has, from 2011, set up what is called Interagency Consultative Committee on Election Security, which is made up of about 16 military and paramilitary organizations, including road safety, civil defense, Navy, Air Force, and the rest of them. And I think maybe the military do not want to use their firepower so that they are also not accused of abuse of human rights. Because if they start killing and maiming people the way these court gangs and purveyors of violence are doing, the same Nigerians who accuse the military of, 1, scaring away voters, 2, of bias, 3, of abuse of human rights. So the military has to be tactical in their involvement. Having said that, we have 6,000 plus mobile police force, regular police force, and all manner of units of Nigerian police deployed. Also some thousands from civil defense. But the unfortunate thing about most of the police officers deployed for this election is that they are not carrying arms. And if you are not carrying arms and you are asked to police an election against people who are well armed to the teeth, you stand no chance, no matter your military or police training. If you are not armed against, the late Nnamdi Azikiwe was alleged to have said that it's only a fool that will argue with a man holding a gun. So we have these political talks well armed by politicians, and the police that are deployed to polling units are not armed. They are not carrying any arms.
All right.
If there are any of them that carry arms, they are not within the vicinity of the polling unit.
All right,
so
just a moment, Mr. Joe.
Carrying away voters. So it's a dilemma. You want the police to be the one in charge of election security, but the police that are deployed are not armed. Many of them at the polling units are not armed, and the ones that are armed are outside of the polling unit. So when the talks strikes and they cut away election materials, there's little or nothing the policemen on duty at those polling units could do. Because you cannot expect them to start fighting back with their bare hands or with ordinary beating that they are carrying.
All right, so thank you very much, Mr. Joe. Just
strategy.
Very quickly.
Reform our legal framework too.
Mr. Joe, thank you very much, Mr. Joe. We'll take a moment. We are looking at the Rivers rerun election and the suspension of the elections in 8 local government areas, as well as the controversies that have been thrown up to the fore. We'll take a moment, and when we come back, remember you can be part of the conversation. It's #PoliticsToday and #Rivers Rerun on Twitter @TV Politics. Join us again.